Hi. In the last step, we have hard-coded user ID in handlers. In this step, we are going to pass in a real authorization header with a JW token that contains user ID so that we don't need hard-coded user ID anymore. We get the user ID from the JW token. For this step, we have created two different long-lived JW tokens. You can check the token from our tutorial. This is a tutorial. You can get those two tokens here. On the JWT.io, you can see this is a token for Steve Hu. You paste here, you can see the token user ID is Steve Hu and the scope is accounts. All four services use the same scope because they are coming from monolithic specification. Let's go to the source code to take a look at what we've changed in the code for this step. We first get the audit info from Exchange attachment so that we can get user ID from audit info. The JW token is parsed in our security handler and then put into the Exchange attachment as part of the audit info. This audit info can be logged or can send to a centralized location for monitoring as well. Then we use this user ID to retrieve the corresponding response body, either for Steve Hu or for Eric Brother. We have two JW tokens. If you take a look at account ID get handler. This time we made some change so that we can retrieve the last transaction amount as well as the balance from balance API and transactions API. Then we parse the data and we return the response with additional information from the other two APIs. In order to enable the security, we added the new values.yaml file in the config folder so that we can override some of the default values from other config files in this folder. This file can be externalized as well so that you can only externalize one config file to override some of the existing default values. This time we basically changed OpenAPI security.enable verify JWT to true. The old value is here in the OpenAPI security.yaml, and you can see the default value is false. We use this template value to override this to true. Now let's go back to the terminal. On the terminal, we are in the security folder already. So for every project, we copy the previous hard-coded into security folder and make the modification. Let's start server is up running. Let's send old request to the server and see what's the response. We send the old request with a dummy JW token, and you can see authorization scope mismatch. The token scope is write paths and read paths. This is basically a path store token. And you can see the server basically reject the request. Now let's get some real JW token in the request. First, let's try to use Steve Hu's token. This time we got the data coming back. This is Steve's saving account. And you can see the data is related to Steve based on the user ID. Let's change the token to another one. This time you can see we got Eric's saving account back. So apparently the server respond based on the JW token itself because we send the same request with only two different JW token in the header. We can do the same for other APIs. For example, we can do, we are making the same update in the security folder for balances, parties, and the transactions. You can test all of them using the same token. As you can see, the account service get the user ID from the JW token and responds the right data for the request. At this moment, we can use the build.sh in each project to create a Docker image and publish it to the Docker Hub. The command is in the generated project called build.sh. If you want to create a Docker image and publish it, you can just use build.sh and give a version, and it will be published to the Docker Hub. We've already got this published already, so I won't do it again. In the next step, we are going to create a Docker Compose file to start all 4 services together with the Docker images published to the Docker Hub. Bye.